And let's go. Best part. Alright, let's see what comes through. So Alawi, the respect in the mat. Matt has had a demanding presence on the Alawi, and the ban is forced out. The Buckaroos hover and ban Hui. That is one pick that they do not want to mess with. Misfortune for Miso. Zed actually quickly picked up and struck down here. I believe this is a LCC first Zed ban. And Set is banned out against Matt. Matt has picked Set 2 weeks in a row. He is 0-2 on it, but they ban it out anyways. They do not want him on that champion. He's obviously been practicing it, willing to pick it on stage. Jin, the final band, respect for Inferno, also indicating that they don't want to play a full tank comp. And Veigar is open. Very interesting here. Now, do they first pick it? Do they leave it up? They left it up last week. Bandle City got a little excited and they picked it up first chance. They might not jump at that opportunity here. Volibear locked in for the Justice, and we did just do a little scouting. So the Viego not banned, the Volibear not banned, and we do see the Volibear picked up. Definitely could be a Volibear jungle. I would be shocked to see it top lane. I'd be even more surprised to see Chestnut play at support, but hey, nothing is out of possibility. And Lux Jarvan is the combo answer for Bandle City here. This Lux definitely a flex. Both Cerelius and Miso can play it. The Jarvan, fairly certain that the Jarvan will be piloted here by Gemzy. And I almost want to say that this will be a Lux bot because Jarvan Orianna is just such a strong pairing. And we've seen 3 weeks in a row the Orianna selected by Cerelius. So what do the Demacian Justice answer? They're going to go back to the well, and instead of going for the Smolder game like they had last week, they will put Inferno onto Samira. This is something that we saw him, I think he got a quadra kill last year on it, so something that we've seen him pilot to victory before, but he's also had some struggles at times. It's not the most consistent pick, and Galio is selected to pair with it. Volibear Galio, a great pairing. Tristana selected here for Bandle City. And this could be a Tristana bot, but it also could be a Tristana mid. So we are still flexing the Lux and the Tristana. Bans will begin to filter through now as Bandle City needs to ban out, I believe, top lane and mid lane. We do have 1 second here, and they do get the ban hovered at least. We need to make sure that we're actually getting bans through. Samira Galio is schmoovy. I think it's a short range lane that will really struggle into the Lux. So I think that the Lux is actually pretty happy to play in the Samira Galio. Now if they play... Yeah, I mean if they play something like Lux Brand support, or really like... they could play Tristana Lux, to be honest. Lux support if they wanted to. I think Samira will have a hard time to combo in. Renata is the ban here, so I guess they don't think that they think this is a Galio mid. It's actually kind of interesting. I'm not thinking of this as a Galio mid, but this could be an answer into Tristana. Not my favorite answer. I like what Demacia has here. They very clearly have go buttons, right? Once Volibear goes in, Galio will be there to support. Samira will be there to dive in with the rest of the team. On the side of Bandle City, Tristana and Jarvan have a lot of flexibility in order to flag and drag, as well as to rocket jump around. And then Lux is just going to have to play at a distance that Volibear cannot engage onto, because Volibear will just shred this Lux. Bandle City will pick Alistar support. So this is Dan's now third pick on Alistar. 0-2 at this point, hopefully looking to pick up his first win on the champion. Yeah, we'll have to see if this... So this is their chance to flex the Galio into support or to put it mid. They could go something like a Maokai bot. Instead, they go with Aurora mid, so it is a Galio support. And Aurora into Tristana, definitely a lane that we'll have to talk about. It also, it still can be Lux mid. They need a blind top. It is going to be Mundo blind. I believe Mundo does really well into, you know, champs like Darius, but there are a couple picks that can just abuse this lane. We'll have to see where Matt goes into the well. He's digging, he is fishing. What does he bring up out of his champion pool? And it's the Yorick, a first time. So we'll have to see where these picks go. I think Bandle City has a really good team composition. The Jarvan and the Alistar happy, the Yorick wanting to play on the side. They definitely have enough for Lux and Tristana to play comfortably behind their Jarvan Alistar. On the side of Demacia, is Mundo going to be able to answer Yorick? Can Aurora find angles onto the Lux? And can Galio and Volibear just run over the game while Samira dives in with them? Jarvan, I think, very difficult to find engages on the Jarvan, and Alistar and Jarvan have a lot of they have a lot to manipulate. I mean, the Maiden is very annoying, but I really think that the pressure that you get with Maiden in a push, it is really difficult to deal with, especially on a champion like Mundo that just doesn't really have the clear, like in general, the clear speed. I do think Mundo scales fairly well, so maybe it'll be enough, but I think Yorick has a good time as well. I don't know. We've got a lot of questions that need answers here, as the 5-point defense from both teams will come out. Frostide is going to look, and this is Frostide's first game here, and it's going to be a quick early ward going down. Luel getting a nice little trade on Cerelius, but Cerelius with the E start will win the early trade. And Dan on the side of the Buckaroos getting a nice little invade here. Alright, Luel and Cerelius going at it early on here. Actually a good trade for the mage because the Doran's item for mage is 50 gold cheaper. So Luel will have a second pot, which means he should have the health advantage and a nice little, yeah, electro, what is that called? Why can't I think of it? Anyways, yeah. Lightning bolt damage. Ability goes zap. Okay, evening out here. Luel with the early push. I did not think that he would have that on Cerelius, and Cerelius is in trouble here mid. He's he did not take teleport. He's a player that really likes to take the teleport. So going barrier, he is stuck in this lane here, and Gemsy might have to come for an early hover. Electrocute, yeah, close enough. Zap ability goes zap. Luel with a nice push here on the Aurora, clearly knowing how to abuse this champion. And we see both junglers crossing sides now, both of them walking through their mids. Luel looking for another trade. Spotted out here. Frostite is on vision. So nice ward there from Dan. They are cowering under tower as they know that their jungler is pathing towards topside, and they see Frostite pathing down. Alright, it's going to be a gank mid as Gemsy will look. The flag and drag goes out, and we have a pause as it comes through, and Luel is able to dodge it. Looks like Cerelius was not willing to dash forward there. Gemsy hovering around here, trying to stabilize as the secondary flag and drag lands. Cerelius with the rocket jump in. A turret will land onto Gemsy, but they do not capitalize beyond that. So Luel able to get out, only burning a flash. Matt is looking for the solo kill onto Bell. The Q will come down. He will take a tower shot, but that is first blood and a solo bolo going over to the Buckaroos. So taking advantage there. No summoner spells blown for Bell topside, but he will just die and then teleport right back up. Okay, it looks like we have an engage here from Chestnut. as the Justice dash forward into the taunt. Nice return damage from Miso onto Inferno. That's actually a winning trade, I believe, for the Buckaroos, despite being aggressed upon. So they will be happy with that. And Dan's passive healing will continue as the dash forward lands onto Miso. The taunt is there. Flash will be burned out. That flash forward from Frostide as he goes in, and it will be a kill collected. It goes over to Frostide, and the Justice collect one for themselves, 1-1. So nice gank there. Nice teamwork to actually capitalize. They burned the flash and they got the kill. So great plays here. We do see Cerelius continuing to push forward now that he's got that first reset in. A little bit more comfortable. Lowell definitely had control of the level 1, but Cerelius balancing things out now. Alright, Miso is back in lane. We see Lowell teleporting in. Bell potentially too far up. He might have to ghost out here. Matt is looking. He's able to land the ghouls onto him. A big Q comes through. A flash forward. The auto lands. And it's a second solo kill as Frostide will now turn onto Cerelius. Cerelius with a rocket jump out will mitigate and buffer that stun. And yeah, he'll just walk away. So this is already 2 kills for this Yorick. Clearly not really understanding the damage thresholds. Yeah, ghost for flash there. That Yorick had that all day. Whew. Alright, I think that this is kind of exactly what Matt wants to happen. Topside, he does have a big gold lead here. Cerelius is looking in, but Lowell going into the the fairy realm, right? Leaping into invisible. They're looking for ganks here. I feel like this is sniffed out. I think Gemzy and Cerelius see this coming from a mile away. Frostide is going to start. Bell is stuck in the Yorick chamber as Chestnut will try and come to counter gank, but he's level 4. Dan with a flash forward lands the headbutt pulverize after the flash, and Gemzy will connect. That's a kill for Gemzy, and that's feats of warfare. And that is 3 deaths already, 6.5 minutes in. And Bell is suffering here in topside. Matt really squeezing what he can out of this matchup. Maiden is down. It's level 7. He's 2 levels up now already, just 6.5 minutes in. And so Frostide wanted to go for the Void Grubs, but he will not be able to. Chestnut looking mid here, as Cerelius could be in trouble. The rocket jump used aggressively, the flash out, but still connects the taunt. Lowell potentially looking for an angle in, but instead will just be happy to get the mid laner taunt out. So nice little roam there from Chestnut, but it's a small win when topside is already in the condition that it is. Alright, Miso looking for kills here. Only level 5 to level 6. Doesn't have ultimate. I think with ultimate, Lux might have had a kill there. There is still a barrier on the side of Inferno, so perhaps not. We see Frostide returning bot side, looking to return gank where he's already had success, but he will not find any luck and he'll return to his jungle. Alright, both teams settling a bit here. Matt is happy to continue to apply this pressure. The Sheen doing so much work at this point in the matchup. Just into a Giant's Belt for Bell. Lowell is looking for the play here. The ultimate goes down. Barriers out from Cerelius as a flash from Gemzy to try and get in. But it's a solo bolo from Lowell, the first pick mid laner of the LCC, as he collects one on last year's top mid. That's going to be a big confidence boost for Demacia. They're going to feel good about that one. They just need to stabilize top, and this game will start to go their way as Chestnut and Inferno will look for the fight onto Dan. Dan only level 5. Lowell 2 levels up. The flash forced out as Cataclysm comes down for Gemzy. So way to even up mid-summoners here, potentially trying to find an angle for Cerelius to get his own solo kill back, but 10 CS up and a solo kill. Lowell has shown up to play here on the Aurora. Alright, Bell taking a ton of damage from Maiden under tower. The ghouls are so oppressive. Tower already 3.5 plates down already. Dan really needs to hit level 6 here. Really needs to get this ultimate online. Chestnut as well, only level 5. So these early roams hurting at this point. You'd love to see the support ultimates come online, especially this Galio ultimate. It looks like Matt is going to be going Triforce. He's got Phage and Sheen already. Feels like Triforce will be the natural build path and build order on the Yorick. Continue to push the pressure. Luell spotted on a ward. I'm not sure who put the ward down, but that's been a high value ward for the Buckaroos, as they've seen 2 players on rotation already. Question mark pink going down, and now with a pink ward, Luell will sniff it out, so finally clearing out some vision. Cerelius might get this one for free, as Luell is in though. Protects his ward. I love that as a support. Love to see that. Protect the ward. Gemzy is much closer to mid though, so if a fight breaks out mid, Gemzy will be there much sooner than Frostide is able to show up to. Things really stabilizing for Demacia. It was looking pretty good early on for the Buckaroos, but now a little bit stagnant, as Matt is really just going to slowly shove in and try and take this tower. Bell honestly has no answer into it. He's continually just getting shoved, pushed in. Multiple ghouls on him now, as Maiden will drop. So this is finally a brief moment of respite. Both bot laners being left alone here at this point in the game. And it is 2-3 at about 11 minutes. So yeah, things were hot and spicy at the start, but settling down here. Matt with another big push coming in. And we see the junglers fighting over this. Pings going down from both sides as Gemzy will come through, and it is picked up by Frostide on that one. So Smite Fight 1 out, and they will decide to walk away. They're fine to give over the objective after they've won the Smite Fight. So happy to walk away and give that one up. They will stabilize. This actually gives Bell a chance to get out from under his tower. So he will shove a lane back, or a wave rather, in his lane back, and he'll get a free back because of that. So really nice play from Frostide here, and the sub jungler looking pretty good. Miso's gonna land his first ultimate, and it is down. Flash comes out from Inferno, counter engage from Chestnut, but they don't have the numbers here. Frostide is now here, so they're gonna be looking for the play. Luell trying to find what he can, as the hero's entrance will come down. It only lands onto Gemzy. Frostide in the back onto Cerelius, a nice headbutt away from Dan. The Cataclysm onto 2, but he has no follow-up damage, and that will be a kill collected. It goes over to Chestnut, which is probably worst case scenario, but still, Demacia wins the 3v3 straight up. They played that really patiently. Then you saw the combo that we were talking about, using the hero's entrance from Galio to go in with the Volibear, forced the rocket jump away from Cerelius. They had no more damage in the fight. A great flash headbutt from Dan to actually keep his carry alive, because Frostide would have collected that. But at the end of the day, Gemzy still drops. So that great play only saves 1, as his teammate falls in front of his eyes. 3-3 in kills and 2 dragons. Now it is a tower and 2 more grubs going over to the side of the Buckaroos. So I'd say all in all, we've got an even game here. 12.5 minutes in. Let's take a quick peek at the items. Collector completed. We see Yuntals is the item of choice for Tristana. It is Triforce. We see feats coming in. Only 2 upgraded boots though, so really the feats of strength have not been taken advantage of, as Luell is going to look for the solo kill on the back. Rocket jump is forced out. Respect from Cerelius there. That is something that we've seen Luell likes to do, likes to look for. Alright, Inferno continuing to pressure waves in. He does have a nice little CS lead here. Yeah, CS up in both mid and bot for Demacia, but up in top for the Buckaroos. Let's check out the gold really quickly. Ooh, about 2,200 gold up. Alright, Dan, the Unbreakable Will is used for Dan. Nice find there from Frostide, and they will hope to kind of use this window here of advantage, but there's not a major objective. Herald's not up for 2 minutes, so not really a major objective that's going to be on the board here, as Gemsy is on a ward, but they're looking. Rocket jump in onto mid. The flash out of Gemsy. Lowell will go in, all in a 1v2. The buster shot out from Cerelius to keep himself alive. Lowell not afraid to turn things around in the 2v1. I am loving the Aurora play from Lowell. He looks great on this champion. He is completely owning the mid lane. Cerelius is going to have to take a look at the pressure here. He's had to pull multiple ganks, use a lot of Gemsy's time just defensively, and he's only died the one time. But yeah, there have been a lot of plays used just to kind of save the Tristana mid. So yeah, Matt on the other side pulling a ton of gank pressure for the Buckaroos top side. I think Frostide has been top several times. Miso getting some of his first autos in on the tower. Cerelius looking for the opportunity here. He is down a level, as it is a level 11 Lowell, and Chestnut over the wall, flash into the taunt, into into a bit of damage, but yeah, Frostide wasn't quite there, was he? Gemsy will flag and drag out, and both teams will reset. So Dragon up in 2 minutes, Herald up in 30 seconds. No flash for Chestnut here. That could actually be fairly consequential, as yeah, actually taking a look at the flashes, Tristana no flash, Jarvan no flash, and then we won't have one for Aurora or Galio. So a couple key members here, as should get a fight in about 10 seconds. Alright, both teams kind of eyeing it up. Vandal City with pings down onto it. Gold lead nearly even, just plus 600 gold for the Buckaroos. As we pan mid and watch Minion not be collected. Frostide is here, but the rest of his team not really in position. Dan on a quick and early roam. Chestnut is not here. They are finally sending people up, but it will be too late. They might want to take the fight afterwards. The headbutt pulverize from Dan will land. Cerelius will look for the rocket jump out, and the Buckaroos will get in and out. They take the objective and they get away. Very happy to, yeah, they just got to the objective on time there. Demacia will have to look at that. I think that's a fight that they could have taken if they'd wanted to. They just showed up a little bit too late. So next thing will be Dragon in about 50 seconds. We'll see what items continue to come through here. We do have Eclipse landing. We see Cosmic Drive, Triple Dagger for the Volibear. Interested to see what the second Yorick item is. Not quite sure what he will end up building. As both Gemsy and Frostide showing up at the same time. Frost, I mean, for a rookie, he's very confident. He's really just frontlining here. The knock-up here lands the taunt follow-through, but the beautiful flag and drag onto 3 as Inferno is on the back. He's charging his ulti, teleport in from the Yorick, so not what I would expect, as the hero's entrance from Chestnut will be canceled out, and that is one down already. I did not expect the Yorick teleport. I thought Yorick would stay in the side lane this game, but he is here. Lowell on the side, spotted on vision, so Vandal City does... They do see this. Lowell dives in to look. A big chunk onto Cerelius. A flash from Frostide in, but the smite secure from Gemsy, so that is their first dragon. Now the fight continues as he has to ult over the wall. Demacia is in together as Inferno will try and look. The ultimate out from Samira down onto it, and so that is 2 down as Cerelius is found. Lowell with a gorgeous little pick there, and it's a 2 for 0. Dan with a flash. Pulverized lands the ultimate coming across from Miso. They're both so low. Aurora will finally drop, and now the Buckaroos will chase down. It looks like Bell could be in trouble. A flash light bind, and it's a shutdown. They flipped the script. It's a 3 for 2. Out of nowhere, they win it. Buckaroos are back on top. That was a crazy flash bind, right? Yeah, I think Cerelius getting picked there, that was really like everything that they had. they really had no other way to continue that fight. They used all of their ultimates, all their abilities, and so Vandal City kind of recognized that, and they decided that they would be happy to take the odd-numbered fight, and they do win it. So big heads-up decision-making here coming out of the Buckaroos. Alright, well, I really want to see the Galio get to Hero's entrance into the fight instead of having to Hero entrance out, but they might find Lowell here. The binding will just miss. The ultimate coming out, Cataclysm down. Lowell is stuck for the moment, but he's going to look for the kill, but Gemsy won't let him get away, and it is just going to be Miso and Gemsy turning for the kill. Dan is here now. Again, they have numbers. Lowell a bit too far forward. No flash. Couldn't get out. The Cataclysm from Gemsy trapped him. And yeah, they're successful. So Bell pushing in here. First demolish proc of the game. Pretty worthwhile. We'll see if Cerelius has a look here. Rocket jump over. Yeah, getting a little bit of damage down. This Mundo has a fairly large bit of health with the armor boots. Good old ninja tabbies. Alright, things stabilizing here. Otacon is up, but I don't think either team is really chomping at the bit to take Otacon. The Vandal City with about a 3k gold lead, 3.5k gold lead here. They were able to stop the dragon sacking. That was third dragon that they won. 2 minutes to next dragon. I do expect that will be the next big team fight, but with Lux, they'll be looking for picks with this comp. Yeah, I think Cerelius not having a great game here is going to be looking to find some impact in these mid games, but also the Yuntal's not really coming up to speed yet. So pings down, they do spot Inferno. Vandal City does spot Inferno on the roam over. There's a nice little ward there that they spot him out with, and so both teams kind of positioning here around it. Frost-eyed with the sweeper. They do spot out the vision, so they will kill that ward. And now Cerelius having to walk away, but pings are down, and Gemsy and Dan are right in onto the Otacon. Matt is here, level 14 by the way, already. And it looks like Bell and Demacia will contest this. So Cerelius on the backside using Herald to try and pull some pressure away, but the real fight is topside. We have to watch top. Frostide will push in here. Both mids are late to the roam, down to 5,000 health. Bell trying to find a way in. Chestnut is here for the counter carry. Frost needs to get into the fight. The box goes down and misses. It's the ult in, straight in, and it's the steal, and they're happy to take the fight. It's the GA Otacon, so even if they die, they will win it, but they're not losing. Demacia just as the power of friendship. Bell still alive. It's gonna be. Can he get one more out of? No, he's in the. They can't do it. The Demacia and Justice are absolutely allergic to the clean ace. The Sky Splitter coming down from Frostide, but look at the maiden damage. Wow, absolutely insane. Let's take a look at the team fight one more time as the ult came through. Yeah, so watch Frostide here. The ult is gonna come through, lands in, the smite goes down, and it's the GA Otacon. So a big taunt landing. There's really nothing that Cerelius can do once he gets picked here. He tries to jump through, but it's really not enough. Matt has to just get out. He's able to proc one of them, but yeah, nothing more than that. So it's a 4-for-1, and it's a big one team fight. Alright, they will use that pressure to take the top side, and now Dragon is up for the fight. They still have the Otacon. Frostide is here, but there's... Oh, it looks like the rest of them... Yeah, Vandal City is just to the fight beforehand, so they will collect, and it's not technically a death. He did have the Otacon buff, but he's still sitting in base. I don't believe he's come back yet. Yeah, he's still withdrawing, so Dragon will just drop here. They take advantage of that. Nice little pick, and it's a chance to stabilize. That was Demacia's first gold lead of the game. All right, let's see. Let's see what what Demacia's able to do. Looks like Chestnut is going to be looking for an engage here, but he could be kind of biting off more than he can chew. Gemsy looking for the counter. As long as Cataclysm is up, this yeah, he really can't catch a few, but with it down, I'm not sure he can do much here. Bell is able to kind of bait in Frostide, but the box down onto Frost will actually buy some time. The flash out from Matt, but the stun will still connect, and they do have multiple numbers. It's actually all 5 are bot side. They're giving up their mid for this play. This will be a big shutdown, and it goes onto their main carry in the well, but they committed 5 members, 5 players bot side for this single kill. I'm not sure that that's going to be really the right play, as multiple towers will drop. It's a topside tier 2. There is so much gold in tier 2 towers in season 15. Alright. Teleport's coming back, so Miso will collect this wave, and Demacia will not collect the tier 2 tower themselves. It is a gold swing because of the shutdown. It's hilariously even. But yeah, Bandle City has been able to find the last 2 dragon objectives, so they'll be somewhat happy there. The fact that Inferno is the same level as the mid laner is going to be something that it's nice to see on AD. Dan down at level 9 actually. Both supports really roaming, really giving a lot of XP to their carries, so they're not too far behind in XP here because of the big roams. Quick sip check. Alright, so 2 items on most of us. We're at 2.5 on the well. But yeah, IE's completed on both Tristana and Samira. Samira at 3, 1, and 2 looking very good. Frostide 2, 0, and 4 in his first LCC game. Looking pretty good here. And Bell, after starting 0 and 3, has really stabilized. I know that he's just at 0 and 4, but it's pretty hard to stabilize into a Yorick. So, been able to answer, and the fact that the only tier 2 tower going down was as a result of committing 5 to kill the Yorick, I'd say that the split push hasn't come in too strong as of yet. We'll see what he builds with this Tunneler and Executioner and Pickaxe, if he continues to go for the 1v1 or if he wants to play the teamfight playstyle. Alright, 1 minute 45 on the next dragon. We are at 26 minutes in, so after this next dragon will be the next team fight, but after that, Baron is very much on the table, as both of these teams will be, they'll have enough gold. Matt is trying to go set up his own gank. He's got Maiden here. He will find Bell in the box, and he is 1 level up, but look at this healing. Look at this damage coming out onto Bell. Just the pure shred through this take as Ghost comes out. The healing, will it be enough? No, the little ghouls will connect, and it's a solo kill in the side lane. I spoke too soon. Bell is collected there, and the Undertaker takes 1 more. Alright. This does make Baron a possibility, as we do see a couple pings go down. I still think that Dragon in 50 seconds is the more likely objective, but a lot of the vision for both teams is concentrated on topside. So obviously both of these teams, both of these squads, they are well aware that the Baron could be high priority. Matt trying to set up another one of his own ganks. Frostide will collect here and get some free vision control. Gemsy is into the pit, flag and drags right back out, and so we see some resets going down. Bell is back on the reset. Lowell is going to try and answer now in the side lane, and I'm not convinced that this is the right play. We could end up seeing a trade of objectives here, because third dragon is really not too big a deal. Meanwhile, Baron for Bandle City could be very dangerous. Alright. Both teams are committing down onto the dragon. They do not want to trade. They do not want to take the Baron. And so we are going to see teams commit, but it's a quick burn as Demacia kill it on spawn. So Gemsy, Cerelius, and Dan really just kind of watch the fight go down. And yeah, they use their tempo spectating. So I think that's something that Bandle City will want to take a look back at, is at least like standing more threateningly, I think. Hope everybody's got their popcorn. This is going to be a long game. Yeah, it definitely could be. And I think that I'm not sure which team that's better for. I don't think Samira or Aurora love a long game, but at the same time, like, Jungle, Volibear, and Mundo are fairly happy to play a long game. York, I think, is kind of content to play a long game. The stacking Yuntal's Tristana, pretty happy for a long game, right? So, not quite sure which team it will favor more. I think it will come down to finding a late game pick. Maybe leveling up this box so that Bell can't get out of it so quickly. We see another massive engage down bot side as Chestnut, level 11, is going to look the flash out of the box. The taunt will land onto Matt, and they do get quite a bit of damage down. They need to try and actually get him burnt down, and it will go over. So, flash from Chestnut committed, but it is the rest of Bandle City onto the Baron, as Frostad is the only member. He cannot engage here. Chestnut does have ultimate. Teleport's coming out, but it's already half burnt. We need to see commitment here. Sky Splitter will come in. They commit the hero's entrance as well. And so that is multiple ultimates out. Down to 4k here. Gemsy has already flagged a dread. The flag goes down. It's back in, but he doesn't get the smite as it's secured. Cataclysm in, and it will be a trade of support slap. Look at Lowell. The damage through. Lowell is finding the team fight onto the back. Gemsy flagged through. The jump, the rocket jump forward from Cerelius. He will collect one more auto. It's a double kill from Cerelius. So Frostide collecting the Baron, but Cerelius picking up 2 on the backside. 11 to 11. Only a 1000k gold lead, but the Baron goes over to Demacia. Okay, a back and forth game here. Both of these teams very wishy-washy. Lots that both of them can learn from. As Dan is going to get his first cannon. Oh, love that. Plus 90. I think if Lowell had just all-inned and killed the Lux, I think he dies no matter what, but I think if he all-ins, he at least 1-for-1s, but because he was a little afraid, he just backed out just to the side. Hour-long game, calling it? Well, if it's an hour-long, which team has the advantage? Oh, it could be a find onto Frostide as Dan and Miso will go all in. Look at that big shield, the flash auto coming out, but he flashes back in. I believe he thought that that was a bind, but it was not. It was a flash auto, and he baited him out, actually. And so that is Frostide's first death of the LCC. Welcome to the LCC. You're now no longer deathless, just like the other 51 of us. Alright. Demacia getting... I really like their mid-prio here. Without their jungler, they won't be able to use this Baron as effectively. This Yorick has not been pounding... the side lanes like I would expect. But they really haven't been able to set up the vision for him. Cerelius picking up those 2 kills in that last team fight finally gives him a third item and maybe some ability to fight back here. He has evened up in farm now, 241 to 241 in the mid lane. And yeah, we're starting to see the concepts come through. It is Hullbreaker. Look at this, Maiden. He's on the other side of the map and Maiden is over here. I don't really understand why that's allowed. That doesn't make any sense. He is literally mid lane tier 2. I feel like it should have like an anti-tether range. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, Simon looking for a little play. He's gonna find a nice little chunk on the mat. Look at all that damage actually landing. He does quite a bit with the Shadow Flame, the Rybodons, and the Ludens. Yeah, I was gonna say Hex Blade or Hex Gun or something, but I knew that it was wrong. Okay. Chestnut and Frostide walking in. They have all 5. It's a 10-person fight here as the brawl will go down. Nice that they're able to, the shrine is able to be collected here. Chestnut on a ward. Dan spotting some out. So this is soul for Demacia if they're able to pick this up. Frostide has had a great smite finger. Gemsy trying to frontline here, trying to find a way in. Miso playing the side. Oh, a big chunk onto Cerelius' barrier will come out instantly, but the bind onto Frostide, the flag and drag through. Matt is on the back. What can Inferno do? Frostide is not able to pick it up. It's a dragon picked up, but Cerelius has to channel back. The hero's entrance down will land as Gemsy is obliterated, but at the same time, Inferno goes down, so there's no AD. Simon is still alive in the fight, but it's a mage. It's slow mage damage, and it's not connecting. Okay, it's a 1 for 3. The Bandle City Buckaroos win a huge soul fight. They pick up their 3rd dragon. They stop soul. And a massive, massive play. I mean, Cerelius nearly dropping right at the start of that fight, but they're just unable to fully find it. Frostide basically getting hit smack square in the face with a Miso binding. And yeah, the damage that just came through after that was insane. Really good team play from Miso, Cerelius, and Gemsy to straight turn directly onto the enemy jungler. They killed Frostide. They took the dragon quickly. It's their 3rd dragon. All right. I think Baron's the next thing. Baron's in 1 minute. And then we've got our 7th and final dragon. This game's heating up. Neither of these teams are comfortable enough to be able to call for the big picks. It's just situational. They're playing the moments out, and some of the moments are going for Demacia, some of them are going for Bandle City. It's really fun to see, actually, 2 very evenly matched teams as they battle it out here on the Rift. Yeah, I really want to see yeah, what continues to happen. Cerelius so lucky to not drop in that last team fight. Alright, Bell, level 17, pick up a lot of Sign Lane XP. Look at that. 8 extra gold from those ghouls. And Maiden is going to just... It's like a Zerat portal. He's just pushing in the side lane. Alright, Baron is up. Bell does have teleport, so he can't answer here. But it does look like the Buckaroos will kind of group around here. They're in a very defensive bush. They're not going to be able to find a pick on this bush. It's a death bush that's a little bit too far back. Pings are going down into the side lanes. They don't have their waves in a good state. And so, yeah, they really don't need to contest. So, Miso and Dan playing too far back here. Demacia definitely has the vision control at this point in the game. And they'll be happy with that. Look at the size of this wave. This has to be answered. Bot side has to be answered. Bell is actually not continuing to push. I think that Bell owes it to his team to continue to push. But Miso is going to teleport out, so that is teleport away. Gemsy is just dashed in. He will be forced to flash out the ultimate straight in. Cataclysm comes down, but it doesn't even land. He's instantly obliterated. And the Buckaroos have no jungler for the 37-minute objective. Miso is walking over. He will have Lux ulti. That might be their best chance at a steal here. Watch Bell on the side. Matt is trying to do what he can. A dash in from Lowell onto Cerelius. They're trying to kill Cerelius. The dash out. It is going to be Lowell dropping as Miso will find damage, but it's Baron smited by Frostide, and the Demacian Justice try to walk away. A taunt onto Matt. Lots of damage landing through. The Inferno Samira finally finding some value as it's a flash forward into the hero's entrance. The knockup lands and that's Cerelius down. It's a Shek down as Miso drops as well. It's a 4 for 1 and the Baron for the Demacian Justice as they push forward into the mid lane tier 2. Whew. Pretty much doing exactly what Bandle City did earlier in the game. They found the opportunity once everything was on cooldown, once there were no ultimates or flashes. They found their opportunity to turn the fight. They committed so much onto Matt. They burned Matt down, and then they went forward. They were able to pick up Cerelius and Miso back to back, and now with Baron, they are crashing in onto the Nexus Towers. We do see Lowell teleporting in. This is the end call, as that is another kill for Samira. They're onto the towers as Demacia will knock the second one down, and they're onto the Nexus, and the Justice will win the game. They go 3-3. Very decisive end to that game. Back and forth dragon fights from both teams. really fun one there.